Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So before we begin, I just want to say you might have noticed that there are some earplugs by the door. So if even though the drumming is going to be awesome and Aviv's music will be awesome, if it feels a little loud, feel free to get up if you haven't already and put in some earplugs. No one will be offended. So first of all, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to everybody who is here in our sanctuary, as well as to those who are watching on YouTube Live. We are very fortunate to have the Aseye Ensemble back again this year. Thank you for joining us, and we're looking forward to your music. We know it was wonderful last year. And of course, Linda is a member both of the ensemble and our congregation. I want to also thank Mark and Linda for helping to sponsor this evening, so thank you to both of you. We have Aviv leading us on guitar, and there will be some pieces that Aviv will do and some that the ensemble and Aviv will do together. We have Jennifer Jacobson as our Bima guest, so thank you. She's on the Board of Trustees, and so she is our Bima guest tonight, and we appreciate that. And we also have a special guest with us from New York, Rabbi Marissa James, who is here. She is here because tomorrow, as you know, we are having a panel discussion, and she is one of the panelists along with Avery Kohlers. So we are really glad that they both will be joining us tomorrow and that we welcome you to Temple Shalom. We hope you feel comfortable and welcome and enjoy Shabbat away from New York. So at this time, it's my pleasure to invite Mark Smith to the Bima to say some words about the ensemble. Sure.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good evening, everybody. So glad to see you on this rainy evening for sure. Thank you for coming out. This is the second annual get-together of the African drumming group, Aseye, and our temple, so we're really glad for that. How many people were here last year and saw them last year? That's great. You came back, so you must have liked it. I know we did. That's fabulous. How many people first time at Temple Shalom? Anybody? We are very glad to see you. Thank you for coming. That's wonderful. This group, Aseye, is under the direction of Mr. Charles Amadua. There he is, right there. Let me tell you a little bit about Charles. Charles is an immigrant to this country. He's from Ghana, West Africa. He came here in 2014, so he's been here 10 years. And when he came here, I wonder if he thought that people would be interested in his music. Charles is a master drummer of the Ghanaian influence, and he's a member of the Ewe language group, and he's showcasing here his music. And when he came here, he brought all his knowledge, all his intelligence, and all his talents. And here we are 10 years later. And not only are people interested in his music, but he started this group, and look how many people have wanted to learn this and continue learning this. They meet many times, rehearse, they have programs they're doing. Aren't you doing something the 24th of this month as well? Yeah, so they're busy people. And when the bat signal is not up in the sky looking for a master drummer, Charles, during the day, is an accountant. He works for the Galt House. And Charles is also married. His wife is Priscilla. She is in Ghana awaiting papers so that she can come here legally, and we hope that's very soon. So Charles began this group, Aseye, which means praise in the Iwe language, and that's just perfect for our Friday night service here of praise. So he'll introduce the members of the group later on, and I just want to thank him, the group, for coming. I want to thank Aviv for rehearsing with the group and being so receptive to making this part of our celebration here. Thank Rabbi for her enthusiasm, Slava for our oneg afterwards. A member of the group named Nellie has made some food for us at the oneg. There'll be specifically some peanut brittle and, no? Cashew brittle, sorry, cashew brittle. African style, also some vegetable empanadas that are African style. Also a drink that is hibiscus tea that is very, very good, I can tell you that. So we hope you'll enjoy that afterwards and stay for that. So, as the Psalms say, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, and we're about to do that now.
Horodio. So our first piece is called Achia. And Achia is like welcoming people to your house. Or if you are visiting somebody, you're telling the person, I'm on my way coming. So the first piece is welcoming all of us here to worship, praise, and have fun. Horodio. Oh. When I say Horodio, you can reply by saying, ho. It's just a form of cheering us up to give us keep on doing the good work. Horodio. Oh. Okay. Horodio. Yahweh mi gbona peyama to mi jano odo. Yahweh mi gbona peyama to mi jano odo. Yahweh mi gbona peyama to mi jano odo. Yahweh mi gbona peyama to mi jano. Lili mi jano odo. Lili mi jano odo. Yahweh mi gbona peyama to mi jano odo. Ododio. Kudo yevo da me bolo da va me na mi tu baraji. Yevo da me boi tu baraji. Kudo yevo da me bolo da va me na mi tu baraji. Kudo yevo da me boi tu baraji. Ya baba da uga ya bai. Ya baba fuko da ya balo nye ina ba oge mi deso mi na ba do ye boda mo boy to baraji.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's now my pleasure to invite Linda Klein to the bima to light our Shabbat candles. We'll begin with a reading on page 3, and the blessings can be found on page 2.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of the hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. So today also is International Women's Day, and it was first observed in 1911. It's celebrated now throughout the world on March 8th, which is today, and it's a day for us to recognize female achievements and to stand up for equal rights and gender equality. Throughout history, women have had to fight for the same rights, privileges, and access to opportunities that were freely afforded men. These include, but are not limited to, the right to vote, enter professions that were accessible only to men, receive an education that was on par with men, hold government positions, and so on. In 1975, the United Nations marked International Women's Day for the first time. However, by the year 2000, the spark that had inspired IWD had waned. Not much was being done publicly in most countries to recognize this significant day. However, in 2011, 100 years after International Women's Day was originally celebrated, things began to change for the better. President Barack Obama declared March of 2011 Women's History Month, and Hillary Clinton, who was then Secretary of State, launched an initiative called 100 Women Initiative, empowering women and girls through international exchange. These efforts, coupled with initiatives in other countries, led to the renewal of mainstream recognition of IWD. It is true that we have come a long way from the time my grandmother was alive and your grandmothers were alive. We know women are now CEOs of major corporations, presidents of universities, members of Congress, doctors, lawyers, all kinds of profession. And yes, there are women who run households, which is a lot more challenging than it might sound. And I see a head nod, so yes, we know. However, there is still much work to be done. Pay equity eludes us. Violence against women is higher than that of men. The good old boys club still remains in many organizations and corporations. In short, the job is not complete. But by shining a light on International Women's Day tonight, we not only raise our awareness of and appreciation for the accomplishments women have made around the world, we also remind ourselves that we all need to continue to advocate for more equality for women, more rights and privileges, because after all, women are almost 50% of the world's population. I think it's like 49.6, but it's pretty close. And I pray that we may live to see the fruits of our labors so that the generations that come after us, that women will have more equality, more pay equity, and just more opportunities around the world. So now that we've said a few things about women, let's change our focus and shift to Adonai as we praise God's holy name with the Baruch Hu, our call to worship, which can be found on page 20. I invite the congregation, those who are physically able, to please rise as we open the ark.
28.
28, thank you.
By the way, I apologize in advance. I'm going to be tuning this thing all night because I had a string break about 20 minutes before I got here. So, you guys ready? Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai. Hamevorach Baruch Adonai. Hamevorach, Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. I now invite the ensemble to play their next piece.
Next piece is called Gahu, G-A-H-U. And Gahu is like celebratory, like celebration music, recreational music for people to gather and socialize and meet new friends, make friends. So Gahu is basically played for people to gather and have fun. So stay tuned and enjoy. Horodio. Gangu he, gangu madogba namilo. Gangu he, gangu madogba namilo. Ganu he, ganu madogba namilo. Ganu he, ganu madogba namilo. Madogba, ganu madogba. Madogba, ganu madogba. Ganu e, ganu madogba namilo. Ganu e, ganu madogba namilo. Orodio. Ganu e, ganu madogba namilo. Ganu e, ganu madogba namilo. Orodio. Ganu e, ganu madogba namilo. Ganu e, ganu madogba namilo. Madogba, ganu madogba. Madogba, ganu madogba. Anu e, ganu madogba namilo. Ganu e, ganu madogba namilo.
That was lovely. I have a question. Would women in Ghana have the opportunity to play these instruments?
Yes, women can play this. Usually, women dance, and the guys or the men play, but they can also play. So today, when you go to Ghana, you can see women also playing as well.
So that's great, right? So as we think about, International Women's Day, we can think about women in Ghana playing instruments and making beautiful music, American women learning Ghanaian pieces, right?
Yeah.
So it's really adds to this International Women's Day, having this international experience connected with our Jewish experience, which is also around the world. So thank you so much for that. Next, we are going to rise for Shema Yisrael, the watchword of our faith, declaring there is one God in heaven and on earth. We continue on page 34.
Straight through. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Shake it, oh, Naruto, Leolam Amen. Shake it, oh, Naruto, Leolam Amen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated as we join together in the chanting of the V'ahavta, page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vedibarta bam, veshiftecha beveitecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, uveshachbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot bein einecha, Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kadoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem Mi eretz Mitzrayim, leot lachem Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
These next words were written by Audrey Hepburn, a woman who is known internationally. The beauty of a woman is not in the clothes she wears, the figure that she carries, or the way she combs her hair. The beauty of a woman is seen in her eyes, because that is the doorway to her heart, the place where love resides. I invite the ensemble to lead us in their next piece. And could you also tell us if all of these instruments were actually handmade and assembled in Ghana and brought here, or were they made here?
So, like Mark said in the beginning, when I came here, I I didn't think that people would love our like Ghanaian traditional music. I played drums a lot back in Ghana. So when I came here and I met one or two people who show interest in the drumming, especially Angela, and they started organizing drumming classes for me, for people to come and I'll teach them drumming. And through the classes, I got all these people who gladly said they want to be part of the group I want to form. So we started drumming, and we've been using like improvised drums. So when I went back to Ghana in 2018, thereabouts, on my way coming back, I shipped all these drums to this place from Ghana. So most of all of these drums are all from Ghana. They were handmade drums. So they use hands to make them. So yes, all the drums are from Ghana and made by. Yes, I can. So starting from the bigger one here, this is called Atimahu. Atimahu. The meaning of the name is we put the drum on a stand, and the stand is usually the stand is usually made out of stick. In Ghana, we use, I don't know the name of that stick. You see a stick that has something on top like this. How do we call it? Like a catapult? Yes, like a catapult form. So when they invented it, they normally put on the catapult stick type. So that one is called it a stick. So they call it the drum that sits on a stick. So that's the name of this drum. So Atimavu, a drum that sits on a stick. So that's Atimavu, and this is djembe. And djembe is popularly known in Guinea, and Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, and those places. And Ghana, we also play djembe. And this one is called gome drum. Gome, and it's also made out of wood, and it's played by the people living in the capital city of Ghana, called Accra. So the music that we play this drum on is called gome music, but we can also use it on palongo. And this one is called boba. Boba. The full name is boba, but you don't want to break your jaw, so you just say boba. So that's. And the little one is timekeeper Kagam. It's called Kagam. And the name came about because of the way it sounds. So usually we play like this. Kagam, Kagam, Kagam. Then this one is called Kidi. The way it sounds, that's why it's called Kidi. Kidi, Kidi. So that's the name, Kidi. And this is Sogo. This one is called Sogo, the bigger sister of Kidi. It's bigger than Kidi, so it's called Sogo. And it sounds the way it sounds, the name came about that. So Kidi, Sogo, Koto. So that's Sogo. And this is Palongo drum. So, and this one, the name didn't come out of the sound, but that's the music that we use this drum to play is called palongo. So that's palongo drum. This is also palongo drum. Palongo drum. And this is called kroboto. And it's also, the name came out of the way it sounds. So if I play it, yep.
And what's on the top? Some kind of skin, animal skin?
Yes, goat skin. So the smaller version of Koboto is called Totoji, and it also sounds. The name came out of the sound. Totoji, Totoji. Then we have the tamale back there. Yeah, it's also played on palongo, which is our next piece that we are coming to play. It's called palongo. Yeah, they use different types of woods. This one, I can't remember the name. They gave me the name, but I forgot. They are from different woods, so yeah. So that is it. We normally use goat skin or antelope. Those two skins are very good for drums, goat or antelope.
And what about, while we're talking about the instruments, the handheld ones? Are those gourds or?
Oh yes, this one, the shaker, we call it, in my language, we call it ahache. Ahache. It's so loud, so ahache. And this one is, I know here people call it cowbell or twin cowbell, right? So we call it gankogui. Gankogui, and it's also from the sound. Gankogui. So Gankogui. So that's how the name came about. So those are the names of the instruments. And they are all instrumental for our music. They are instruments and they are instrumental to our music. Especially the little one, kagang, the shaker, the gankogui, they are timekeepers. So if you have those ones on time, everything will go well. If any of them go off, it can mess up the rest of the rhythm. Yeah. So they are timekeepers. Thank you.
Thank you.
That brings us to our next piece, which is Palongo. And Palongo is discovered by a fisherman. So it's like by nature. A fisherman would go to the sea to fish. And when they were coming back, that's the song they came back home from the sea was the Palongo song, and we play all these things on it. And this also came right about the time Ghana got independent. That is when this music was outlawed. So we use it to celebrate our independence. So we can say it's for celebration. It's very good for today, Women's Day. So stay tuned and enjoy. Yazo, yazo. It's danceable. We'll be dancing. Myself and Linda will jump to the floor and dance a little bit. You are free to join us on the floor. Yazo, yazo. Yazo, ya. Yazo, yazo. Yazo, ya. Oh, yazo, ya, mama, sharwa. Mama, sharwa. Papa, sharwa. Papa, sharwa. Yazo, yazo. Yazo, yazo. He, 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 he. Hey. He, he, he. Kayo beba, and la family, kayo beba, kayo beba, and la family, kayo beba, bajo capriba, unipa niba, ayaya ko, fienipa, shipa, aba, kekeba. Kayo beba, and la family, kayo beba, kayo beba, and la family, kayo beba, bajo capriba, unipa niba, ayaya ko, fienipa, shipa, aba, kekega. Salam alaikum,
Thank you. That was really wonderful. And the dancing was impressive, but I would say especially, Linda, by you, because Charles grew up with it, but you had to learn it, and you kept up with him. So, kol hakavod. Good job for you. So as the ensemble was playing and as Charles and Linda were dancing, I had the privilege of looking out, and I saw so many faces with smiles and joy in your eyes. And it seems so clear. All we need is just more music and more dancing to bring peace to the world, right? I mean, it's so clear. Everyone sitting here was just like joyful. And if only it was that simple. But I say, keep on singing, keep on dancing, keep on playing beautiful music, because it has a positive impact. So as we think of that, as we think of peace, we turn to our prayer for peace, Shalom Rav, where we know that we desperately want peace. I think most people in their hearts want peace. Most people desire that. And we continue to pray for the day when it will be God's kingdom on earth the way God envisioned it to be, for us to live together, for the lion to lay down with the lamb, and to study war no more, and to be under the fig tree in peace. Sometimes it feels so far away, like how do we attain it? But in some ways it's just so close. We just have to open our hearts and accept other people and let them live how they choose according to their cultures and values and norms. And then everyone else just exists in their own space. If only it was that simple. But we will continue to pray, and we will continue to keep hope alive and work for that day when peace is real. We continue now on page 60 with the singing of Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol Shalom, Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה.
Thank you. We now turn our hearts and our minds to our loved ones who are in need of prayers of healing on this Shabbat, healing of body, mind, or spirit. Tonight, our prayers are with Lev Dickerman, Teresa Todd, Leela Wilson, Paul Tackett, Al Unger, Beth Haberman, Fran Skoll, Robin Unger, Alvin Casson, Glenn Fosnacht, John Gage, David Rosenberg, Jim Todd, Carlson Peters, Eddie Abraham, Sharon Gould, Jay Tyson, Fran Gersh, Evan Gershkovich, who's still being held illegally in a prison in Russia, the hostages who have been held in Gaza for 153 days, all who are recovering from physical, emotional, and psychological wounds as a result of the October 7th terrorist attack, and the victims of the war between Israel and Hamas on both sides of the conflict. I invite you to add the names of your loved ones for us to keep in our prayers as my eyes meet yours.
Duck Baker.
We ask that God bring healing to our loved ones as we do all we can to support them during their time of need, as we join together in our prayer for healing, which can be found in the middle of page 253.
Those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We continue now silently with Tefillat Halev, the prayers of our own hearts.
Aseye Shalom, Bimromav, Huya Aseye Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Aseye Shalom, Bimromav, Huya Aseye Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Amen. Aseye Shalom, Bimromav, Huya Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. One more time. Oh, say shalom. Shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Oh, say shalom. Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen.
Thank you. So we have one more piece that will be played solely by the ensemble, so take it away.
You. Can you hear me? Good. Yes, so this is our last piece. It's called Kinka. Sorry. Sorry. So before we start our Kinka, I want to introduce you to my band members. On Boba, now you know the names of the drums. On Boba. So if I call you, you sound your instrument for us. On Boba, we have Miss Cathy. On Kagan, one of the timekeeping instruments, we have Elizabeth. On the kiddie, we have our own Linda. Yeah. Then on Sogo, we have Marty. Yes, starting from my right again. On the shaker, or Ahache, we have Miss Carol. Then on the bell, the two cowbell. Gankogui, we have Kwejo. Yeah. Kwejo is also from Ghana. So Kwejo is also a Ghanaian. Then on the Totoji, we have Daniel. And myself on the Gankogui and Atimovu, my name is Charles. Thank you for coming, and stay tuned and listen to our last piece called Kinka. Kinka is also one of the recreational music that is played for people to gather around and have fun, meet people. And it's for, one of the master drummers, I forgot his name, he said if everybody in this world can play drum, there will be peace everywhere. Because drumming brings peace. You can't drum by yourself. You have to drum in a group. So meaning, if everyone can drum, there will be no war anywhere. We will always be in peace. Stay tuned and enjoy our Kinka. Hododio. Salina ayelo. Salina Salina ayo. Bamaduna Salina beye malo Salina 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 ayo. Susanna 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 ayo. Bamaduna Susanna beye malo Susanna 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 ayo. Odorio Kulema le hama novio kulema le hama la kulema le hama la kulema le hama la ego ta huna be hama nyaga Kusaga mi wamu novio kulema le homela kulema le homela Good job.
Thank you so much. At this time, we turn our thoughts to our loved ones who are no longer with us physically, but who live on within us. If you are here to recite Kaddish for a loved one, you're invited to rise when his or her name is read aloud. Tonight, we remember Gertrude Brownstein, Lois Kleinman Florsheim, Philip Florsheim, Mary Russell Jorish, Phil Pinky Kaplan, James Michelle, Kathy Weilage, Dr. Leonard Klein, Rudolph Frank, Judith Cannelstein, Kenneth Lamb, Julius E. Levin, Muriel Bronstein. We're in a period of Shloshim for Mark Stein, and we think of all who have died because of the war between Hamas and Israel. Zichronam levracha, may their memories be for a blessing, and may they rest in peace as we rise together as a congregation, reciting the Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'yimeru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mivorach leolam olamei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudasha berichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'yimeru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. May the source of peace grant comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us say together. Please be seated. I want to thank Aviv for being here tonight. I want to thank Jen for being our Bima guest. I want to thank the Ensemble for enhancing our worship, so thank you so much. Lori, we appreciate your streaming, and also for providing the challah for tonight. There are several things going on. I know we want to get to the oneg, so there are some flyers in the hallway about upcoming events, Purim, Passover, Sip and Paint, and they're also in our weekly email blast called TS News You Can Use. And all the information you need is there, or you can talk to Jen as well. She has the announcement. Sorry, but the music prevailed. Our concluding song tonight can be found on page 353. It is a song for peace, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, which can be found on the bottom of 353. Then we will recite our blessing over the wine, over the challah, and then everyone is invited to go straight next door and to enjoy the oneg.
O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. O Yavo Shalom Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Al Kulam. O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, O Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Al Kulam. Aseye, come on, give it up.
And Aviv Naamani on the guitar.
I'm thinking about starting a Santana tribute band. I think I got the percussion section right here.
So our blessing over the wine can be found on page 5. Kiddush, I ask the congregation to please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila le'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta V'otanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim.
Now the blessing over the challah. You want the piece?
Sure.
All right, we join together.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Turn to someone next to you and wish them Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to all y'all. Shabbat Shalom to all of you.
Hey, good job, dude. Do me a favor.